Awesome. So I have some questions for you. I mean, first off, if you want to give a little introduction to yourself, feel free.
Uh, well, I don't know. My name's Ryan Potter. I'm just turned 41, April 25th, just a few days ago. Actually, my little boy's birthday's today. One of them. He just turned 4.
Happy
Been
birthday.
collecting since I was probably about 5 years old. Uh, I used to do old baseball. I have 48 to 52 Bowmans, probably 1,000 of those, mostly commons, none of the big names. I got a 1913 Honus Wagner. Uh, my LeBrons are pretty good. Uh, I got about 1,200 Jordans, no rookies, no second years. I used to have a second year and I got rid of it. I just never was a big Jordan fan. But I'm really into like Anthony Davis, Devin Booker, Carl Anthony Towns. I live in Eastern Kentucky. So if you live in Kentucky, you usually root for Kentucky, you know. So I've always collected them. I probably have 1,000, 1,500 rookies of each one. Yeah, I don't care one bit to show you one time. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
A
amazing.
lot of duplicates. A lot of duplicates.
So like Prism and stuff like that, are they graded or more singles?
I may have total. I probably only have 100 graded cards. It's just so expensive to do everything. Like I've got 2 old Mustangs. They've got a 66 GT and a 65 Fastback, and I'm into hunting, and I love my cards. And then I got 2 boys, which costs money, you know. So it's just hard to do all that. And the way grading is right now with Beckett, PSA, even all of them, I mean, you're talking a year getting your card back. And I'm kind of sketchy of sending cards that's not numbered to where I can keep up with what I actually own versus maybe them switching them out on you. I'm not saying that they do, but you just never know.
Yeah, no, I see you're coming for grading is very interesting right now. It's staying away from it personally.
Yep.
Too hard to get into HGA. We don't know if the value is going to hold when PSA comes back, and we'll see about PSA if they come back July 1st, like they said they would. And so who knows at this point?
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen a couple. Like I've got a Prism Davis. It's a Gem Mint 10, and then I got a 9.5, and I got another 9.5. That's about it on them. Most of my stuff's Larry Birds. I mean, I have a bunch of other stuff like LeBron refractors, no rookies, but like 05, 06, 07, 08. Got all them years of the refractors. I can't remember. I got probably 3 or 4 of them Kobe's of 07 that's numbered to 999. Because about 23 boxes that year. I can remember buying them. And then I used to buy a couple of singles every now and then, but I mostly collect Larry Bird and any Kentucky players.
I like it. So what got you into collecting? I'm interested. You said you started collecting at 5.
Well, no, I started really watching Larry Bird at 5. My cousin used to love Michael Jordan. And I can remember watching that year when I was in kindergarten and the Celtics, or no, I was in first grade, the Celtics swept the Bulls and Jordan was supposed to be so good. And it just got me hooked on Larry Bird. And when I was in college, I went to French Lick and actually got grass out of his yard and kept it. I still have it. So I don't know. What really got me into collecting was when Jose Canseco come into baseball. I can remember my dad buying me a pack of cards, and I got a Canseco. And when I got that, I was hooked. And I thought, you're just a kid. I was 7-year-old. I didn't really know nothing about cards. And then I started learning that you can buy basketball cards with Larry Bird. So I would remember aggravate my dad to buy me packs of cards in 87. And it just got me hooked on Larry Bird. And then when I got older, I graduated from physical therapy school, worked 7 years and lived by myself, didn't have nobody to spend no money on. So I just hoarded up on cards.
So have you ever taken it? So you said, I think you said collecting for 35 years, something crazy. Do you ever, have you ever taken a break? Have you lost a love for collecting? And if you have, what brought you back?
Not a love, because I ain't gonna say a love. It's just time more than anything. I run track in college for 4 years. I was a sprinter, won the state in 100-meter dash. So those 4 years I was in college, oh no, I wasn't that fast. I just run in the high tens. In Kentucky, it don't take but like a 10.8 to win the state. So, I think from 98, which I was a senior in high school, until maybe 02 or 03, I stopped collecting because that was my college years when I ran, and I didn't have no time. And then I was hoping one day I would have kids and I could leave something, you know, to pass down to them. And so I thought, I'm just going to get back into it. And so I started buying LeBrons. And then when Kentucky got Calipari in 2009, 2010, and he started recruiting all these good players, odds are they're going to be one or two of them. It's pretty good when they get in the NBA. So I said, well, I'm just going to start buying single rookies of all these. And I would buy hundreds at a time of Devin Booker rookies. Like I probably have 1,500 Devin Booker rookies. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's just, it's an addiction, you know, but that's just like anything, you know, like people are addicted to chocolate. You know, I'm addicted to cards. So
I totally get the addiction thing, like, you know, with cards. I mean, it's just like, I'm hooked with cards. I love cards. But I also try to keep track of like my financials in terms of, you know, what am I spending on cards? And cause you know, I have to be realistic. I'm in college paying tuition and stuff like that. So
yeah.
gotta be realistic when it comes to that. But I'm interested, what's your favorite card? You have so many cards. Like, do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite few or?
I really like my Honus Wagner. You know, it's a 1913 Honus Wagner. I mean, it's Honus Wagner. I've got a flawless Larry Bird that's a dual patch auto. It's numbered to 5. I don't know what it's worth. It probably worth $700 or $800, but it's one of the nicest cards I got. But I do memorabilia. Like I probably got 900 Larry Bird autographs. I've got the 86 Celtics team picture in a 16 by 20. I don't know. I've got every jersey of Larry Bird that's autographed, home and away, high school shorts. I mean, you just anything. But I really like Larry Bird. Probably, I guess my favorite card is my Bird rookie, and then my Honus Wagner. And I really like the 86 Lear Larry Birds. I probably got 15 of them. Yeah, well, they just back when I had them, or well, I still got them, but back when I used to collect them, they weren't worth very much, you know. And that's just like Shohei Ohtani that plays, you know, for the Angels. When he come out in 18, I bought, I don't know how many Topps Update blaster boxes. I couldn't tell you. There wasn't no limit back then. You know, it ain't like it is now where you allowed one per box. It's crazy. So I would go in and I never have resold. I've never in my life bought to resell. I can't stand it. I can't. It's good for the hobby and it's bad for the hobby in a way. You know, there's two sides to every story. But, right, you know, I got two little boys that love opening cards. And so when I buy, I open and I hoard. I don't sell. Like I'll show you after this is over with. I'll send you a picture. I probably got 900 Ohtani rookies. I'm not even kidding. At Juan Soto, I've got 67 updates. Acuna, I got 69 updates. I got 2 short print Acuna rookies from update. You know, so, but I bought a lot that year. And on average back then, it wasn't nothing to spend a couple $1,000s a month on cards. You know, but in the last year, I might have bought, I'd say in a year, I ain't spent over $1,000 on cards. You know, I just, other stuff's more important. You know, I'm trying to build my boys a gym out here to play ball in, and it's a half court. So that's where most of my money's going right now. And then, you know, we got 2 new vehicles, and I just moved into my house that we built. It took 5 years to build my house. So I just moved in it about 6 months ago. So, you know, priorities change every now and then, but here pretty soon I'm going to start buying more birds.
I love to hear it. Got to get back into the collecting. So I know that, you know, obviously you love Bird. Do you have like a goal for the amount of Larry Bird cards you want to have? Like you just want to have as many as possible? 33,000,
and then I'm going to stop.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah. If I catch lots on eBay, not here lately, because I've stayed off eBay because I just want to spend my money on my boys. But it is actually spending money on because it's going to be their cards one day. You know, we all going to pass away, and you know, we just borrow what we have for a while, and then I'm just going to leave it to them. But when I get to 33,000, I think I'm just about done. You know, I've collected 35 years, and it's took me. I've got 16,000, so with 35 more years, I'll be up my 70s, and if I live that long, and then I'll have 33,000.
I love that. So like, because you know, when I was crafting some questions that I was interested in asking, I was like, well, nobody would have like a limit on like, you know, people that want to collect, but that is like something I didn't even like. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome to be like,
Yeah.
I have 33,000 Larry Bird cards, number 33, of course.
Yeah. It's I don't know why I like him so much. I guess I just really like the way he played ball. You know, I played ball my whole life. Growing up in Kentucky, most people played basketball. And I just always thought he had the prettiest jump shot I ever seen. And what he told you, he could back up most of the time. And, you know, everybody hollers Jordan and Jordan's great. I mean, Jordan's great, but he had to have help, you know, and Larry Bird had to have help, and LeBron has to have help. No matter how good of a ball player you are. You know, you take Wilt Chamberlain, for example. You know, he played when Bill Russell played. And Bill Russell, to me, wasn't a better ball player than Chamberlain. Chamberlain was more dominant, but he didn't have the teammates to help him. So that's why Russell won all them championships. You know, you have to have help. But I just love how Larry Bird played the game. And so, and even though his cards ain't worth what I think they should be worth, which it don't matter to me if what I had in my vault, because I built a bank vault in my basement, a 12 by 20 bank vault with a bank door and concrete, reinforced walls and a top, done it myself. And I'll send you a picture of it. And they ain't worth what they should be. But I don't collect for value as much as I do for myself and my boys. You know, if my Larry Birds if they was worth $10 million, they're not for sale. You know, they're just not, there's not an amount of money that could buy my cards. You know, I mean, even though we all need more money, I mean, but I live comfortably the way I live, and, but they're just not for sale. And I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I wish there was players like him today in the NBA. I just wish they were, and they ain't. They don't play defense. I don't know. It's just me. And it seemed like in the 80s and 90s, it was more of a team sport. You know, now they just shoot threes all the time. And that's all they do, shoot threes. You got 7-footers shooting threes.
I know. Joel Embiid sitting behind the line.
You know, like Dirk Nowitzki, and I hope this ain't off the wall, but Dirk Nowitzki is one of the most underrated players that's ever played this game. Him and Tim Duncan, they get no recognition for what they done other than the fan bases in the city that they played in. You know, Dirk Nowitzki is top 6 or 5 in points all time, and he's shooting probably 40-some% from the field, and half of his shots were fadeaway jumpers and three-pointers. You know, and when he retired, it just wasn't a big deal like it was when some of the others. And I don't know. The game's just so much different anymore. It's hard to watch.
Well, you know, there's like no defense, like you said. It's pretty, I don't want to say soft, but there's a lot more fouls called. It's just different era. Obviously it's different eras. It's just different way of playing. I mean, like you said, like the 3-ball like really didn't take crazy effect until I want to say like Steph, when he kind of went off that season. Like that's when threes kind of started.
Oh yeah. He's a good shooter. Oh my goodness.
Steph changed the game. I mean, he was crazy. And like, obviously I wasn't around, you know, to kind of watch Bird and Jordan during that time, but like, there's obviously a big difference between, you know, today's NBA and,
well, you grew up getting to watch Kobe, you know, and LeBron, and that's 2 of the greatest that's ever played. Yeah. You know, their games speak for themselves and what they've accomplished. So you got to grow up watching 2 good ball players. Well, more than that, but do you have any other questions? Because I'll answer any questions you got. I kind of tend to talk a lot, and I can't help it because I get excited.
Keep up the talking. It's totally fine. I have questions, but as you know, it's more of a conversation rather than an interview. You know, I kind of like to keep it that way. My next question was, where do you store your cards? Now, obviously, you have this huge vault. Which is super, super cool.
Well, I'll tell you what I've done. I drew my own house. It took me 82 hours to draw my house. It took us 5 years almost to build it, but we built it on weekends and weekday evenings, or if I'd take a day off work, you know, and my family built it. So I didn't have to hire nobody to build it. And I told my wife, I said, you know, I've got probably 52 rifles and guns. Like I'm into guns myself. And I had a cousin over the hill here. His house burnt down in the 80s, and he lost everything he had. And I said, you know, I'm going to build me a bank vault. in my basement for my cards, my guns, my family pictures, just anything that I value of importance to me that I wouldn't want to lose if my house burnt down. So I went in the basement and I laid it out. I wish I would have built it on a different wall, but I built it 12 by 20. It's 7.5 foot tall. It's got 8-inch walls filled with concrete. It's got a 4.5-inch top of concrete with steel with 20 gauge bridge tin in it, 2 lights, 2 dehumidifiers, and I'm custom building my shelves right now. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And here, like 99% of collectors just keep their cards in a box, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's
Well, I build my own card boxes out of rough lumber and pallets. You know, you can see my kitchen. It's rough lumber.
right.
You know, and my living room is rough lumber. You know, we didn't do sheetrock. So I have a lot of rough lumber. And I just thought being in Eastern Kentucky, a rough lumber inside of the house would look good versus just sheetrock. So, but anyway, I built that vault, and I guess I'll probably have it done within the next month and a half. And I got to go to Charlotte and pick up my vault door. It's a 16 lock door that is good for 3,000 degrees for 2 hours, I think, or 6,000 degrees for 2 hours. Wow. And a common house fire only gets about 2,800 degrees. So it'll be all right. You know, my stuff will. But I don't have no insurance on them. I got insurance on the house, and that's it. I don't have insurance on my cards. So that's about it on that. I mean, I just built a box. That's where I store them.
So wait, what would you say like your collection would be valued at, do you think?
I honestly have no idea. Like, I really don't have no idea. I wouldn't even know where to begin on it. I mean, I just don't know. My Devin Bookers, all my Bookers, I went through them the other day, and because he's playing good, you know, he's a good shooter. And he's just in a bad market team. You know, he's in Phoenix versus being somewhere like the Lakers or New York. You know, Julius Randle's taken off. I don't know if you keep up with it, but Julius Randle has turned into a beast this year.
I know. It's been crazy.
And I probably have 600 rookies. I know I've got over 100 rookie autos of him. And I just posted them actually in the group. You've probably seen my cart, my Larry Bird's in. And, you know, he's taken off. But I'd say in my Devin Bookers, just Devin Bookers alone in sale value from what I've researched, I probably have $35,000 just in Devin Bookers.
Wow.
You know, just in Bookers.
Yeah.
And then you've got Towns, Karl Anthony Towns. He's playing better. Randall and LeBron. I mean, I've got cards that I find that I have no idea I even had. And then I'm like, well, that's $100. You know, that's $100 card. You know, like Keldon Johnson. He went to Kentucky, plays for the Spurs. You know, I had no idea that his cards at one point was doing anything. And I found 5 Prism Silvers going back through my box.
Wow.
You know, that I had bought, I guess, the year before last or last year maybe. That whenever that rookie class come out, that's the last I bought any. Because you can't buy cards anymore, hardly. That's affordable. You know, why would I want to spend $60 on a box that I can get for $20? So, you know, I know people that does it. I got buddies that does it, and I agree with it, but then I don't agree with it. So, you know, it's all on what you want. You know, I buy to keep. I don't buy to resell.
Yeah, that's like, so do you think it could be upwards of $100,000, everything you have, which is crazy?
Oh, it's way more than that.
Way more than 100,000.
Yeah, my birds alone's worth, I don't know. I've never added them up, but I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. I've got, of the Nate Archibald assists with Larry Bird, the rookie team leaders, I've got over 900 of them.
Oh my
Just
God.
of those. They're not graded. They're not graded, but I know a PSA 10, which I may have 1 or 2 out of those 900. And if it was a 10, it's, you know, $400 or $500. You know, if it's a 9, it's 100, 150. And I've got 100 9s probably if I send them in. Because I before I send them in, what little I've sent in, I pre-grade them. I take a magnifying glass. I take a headlight, a LED headlight, 4 LED lights surrounding the card, and a terry cloth. And I check for scratches, centering. I use that. I use a millimeter ruler to check my centering. A lot of people use that Dead Center app. And so that's how I pre-grade my cards. And I've only been wrong on one of the probably 80 or 90 I've sent in. A Davis Prism that I thought would grade a 9.5 graded a 10, or graded a 9 at PSA. I said it'll grade a 9, and it come back a PSA 10. And I said there's no way that card's a PSA 10, but it come back a 10. And of course you're not going to resubmit it. You know, I have a LeBron James, the Optic Halo or the Optic Pink, number to 25 from 16 or 17 with Kobe Bryant, the one that everybody likes. Well, I have the pink one numbered to 25. And I got it out of a Walmart blaster box in Pikeville, Kentucky. I paid $20 for the box. The card at the time I got it might have been $50. Well, that card I thought for sure would grade a PSA 10, and it come back a 9. But it's still a $3,000 card, you know, as it is. So I don't know. I just like collecting. I mean, I'll answer any questions you've got.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to ask, do you ever open product? But obviously, yeah. But like with the state of, you know, the hobby now, and I know you said you weren't spending much money because you have other priorities in terms of cards this year, but prior to this, you know, crazy retail craze and hobby, you know, price, like the price is just skyrocketing, you know, were you an avid, you know, pack opener?
Oh yeah. After this is over, I'll send you some pictures, but if I go to Walmart and I've got the money on me, before all this come about, how everybody's buying to resell, it was nothing to go in there and just take everything that they had and bring it home and open it. You know, it would be $500-600, and I would just go in and get every bit of it and bring it home, and me and my boys would get on the floor and open it. My wife thought I was crazy, and then I got her hooked because I said, now, you know, there's autographs in these sometimes. And so I got her hooked by playing the game of whoever finds the first autograph wins. And so she would just start opening them and going through them. And so she kind of likes it. I wish she liked it more. I mean, wouldn't that be great to have a wife that loved cards as much as you did? But you can't have everything perfect, you know.
Yeah, that's it. So you have like a bunch of like, I know your main collections are Kentucky players, Larry Bird, you dabble in LeBron James. So do you have like a bunch of cards just accumulated from what you've opened, like base and everything?
Yeah, I probably got, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much I have, but I take all the cards that I think that are rookies or cards at the time that's worth money, and I take them out. And then the base I put back in the box, just like most people do. And then if a player starts getting hot on the internet that you see, then you start going back through them boxes that you've opened. That's usually how I do it, you know. But, I mean, you just name any player, and I've got it other than Babe Ruth or Shoeless Joe Jackson. I don't have any of his. I got the 34 Gowdy set minus the Joe Jackson and, or not Joe Jackson, DiMaggio and Babe Ruth. So I have every one of the 34 Gowdies except those two players. I don't know. I mean, it's just about anybody. I like collecting to collect. You know, I just collect. My wife calls me a hoarder, and I am a hoarder. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. I see guys all the time, and you'll see people make posts on them Facebook groups. They say, well, I wish I wouldn't have sold that card last year for that. And, you know, I don't want to be one of them people, so I always just kept my cards. And they're sitting in there, you know, like Soto. Nobody was on Juan Soto in baseball. Nobody. And I wasn't either. I was after Ohtani because that's who people like. And I thought he was going to be the next big thing like Mike Trout. Well, it turned out it was Acuna Jr. and Ohtani from that class. And here I went and started going back through them boxes. And I mean, I have boatloads of their rookies and wasn't even collecting them. So, but just anybody, Roberto Clemente, Hank Aaron's, Harmon Killebrews, Al Kalines, all old baseball. You know, I got some old basketball. I mean, I got a couple old Wilt Chamberlains, Pistol Petes, but most of my basketball are from 1980 up.
That's super cool. Like, I just can't imagine, like, I have like it's definitely a smaller, obviously smaller collection, but like, I don't really have too much base. Like, I don't really open packs too often, but that just sounds like the utopia of sports card collecting, you know?
Is it all right if I move this camera and I'll take you in there where my cards are and I'll just pick up a card?
I would love that. I would love that.
I'll just pick up a card. I mean,
I was going to ask if you could do that, but I didn't know if you wanted to move. So I was like,
well, it's in my closet, and my closet's a mess, you know, like here's my closet.
Okay.
And like, see, I make card boxes. Like, you know, you just pick up a card and there's Anthony Davis rookie.
Wow.
You pick up like, I don't know if you can see this, but them are all Davis rookies just sitting there. And there's hundreds of them.
Wow.
I don't even know. Like, I picked this one up. I mean, this is a Fernando Tatis rookie patch. You know, here's a Sandy Koufax. Here's a Willie Mays rookie. You know, I mean, I don't know. Just a Christy Matheson. Well, here is a Anthony Davis Prism.
This is super cool. Oh my gosh.
I mean, like, you know, we'll just go over here and I'll just pick up. There's a Larry Bird autograph.
Wow.
Here's a Roberto Clemente, a giant card.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane. Like, there's a Reggie Jackson. These are the cards that I want to grade right here. You know, that's the cards that I pulled out of all these boxes, all them boxes, and all these boxes that I want to grade. So
that's amazing. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I'll pull a couple more just to see what's up here. I don't even know what's up here. I mean, like, here's a refractor Larry Bird. It's not worth much, but, you know, it's a refractor Larry Bird. Let's see. I mean, it's just insane. Like, you know, that LeBron, the marquee. You know, I mean, it's just, when this is over, I'll send you some pictures of some of my other stuff other than Larry Bird and let you look at them. You know, I've seen good collections, and I've not even got one of the nicest collections I've ever seen. I mean, I'm not even in the ballpark. I've seen some people that has Jordans that would blow my stuff out of the water, you know, but I just never did collect Jordan. They're worth more money because Jordans went off. You know, if my Larry Birds was worth what Jordan's was, I mean, I'd be a millionaire. Well, I wouldn't be because I wouldn't sell them to get the money, you know, but in essence, I would be a millionaire if I wanted to be. But it's just something that I just don't have an intention of selling anything.
Yeah. But that's super, like, that, just the fact that you like pull like a Tatis Jr. patch card, you know, you're just like sitting there, you know, for someone else, it would be like centerpiece of their collection sometimes.
Well, I'll tell you what I've done. This is a true story. When he was a rookie, I bought Topps Chrome that year because you either buy Update or Chrome in baseball. I would, you know, because I go off Mike Trout because Mike Trout is one of the better players of my generation. You know, Trout to me is, and his most sought after card or common card that you see a lot of that's worth quite a bit of money is an Update rookie. So I'm thinking I'm just going to buy Update and Chrome. And so that year that Tatis was a rookie, everybody was about Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So I thought, well, I'll just get some Guerreros just in case he's worth anything. So I got a purple refractor Tatis Jr. out of Chrome. And then I got another one. Well, he started taking off. And of course, I sleeve them when at Walmart in the parking lot. If they're halfway decent, I'll put them in sleeves, not hard sleeves, but I'll put them in penny sleeves, keep from getting scratched. So my wife went and bought a new F-150 that year, and I had drove that truck to Walmart that day, and that Tatis sat in the bottom out of the sun for 6 months in the winter out there in a penny sleeve. I had no idea it was even out there. And so she told me, her name's Andy. She said, Ryan, you need to go out there and get them cards off that dashboard. And so I went out there, and on the bottom, I seen one in a penny sleeve. And I pulled it out, and it was another purple Tatis Jr. that's numbered to $9.99, which makes it about $1,000 raw. And, you know, I had no idea I had two of them. I knew I had one, and I thought I had two. And so now I got two, and they're both in there. I'm going to send them both to be graded. Thankfully, it didn't ruin the card sitting out there that long. Yep.
Yeah, that's insane. You know, that's insane to me.
Well, who do you collect?
I'm like all over the place, kind of like what I like in terms of cards, you know, products. So like, for example, I love Spectra. I like certified. I love certified football. I'm more of a football collector and basketball. I love certified. Prism, obviously, I mean, who doesn't like Prism, right? So just kind of by brand. And if I enjoy a player, like if I'm watching, you know, if I had just watched maybe a Cowboys game, and I'm like, oh, I might as well just pick up a Dak Prescott rookie certified auto, like that, stuff like that, just stuff that looks cool pretty much for me.
So you don't have a main PC that you?
No, because I think for me is like, which is not good. I get bored of stuff sometimes. So like if I collect a bunch of one player, then I'm like, okay, like I have enough, right? And so then I'm like, I want to move on to the next player. So I found being able to like kind of filter out my collections. Like, all right, like I want to have Dak Prescott card for time now. And then okay, I kind of want to get this player now. So then I get rid of the Dak and then get that player. So it's kind of just like a moving, flowing collection all the time because I'm not like not patient, but like I'm not focused enough to like hold cards for like super, super long. It's not really like a value thing, more just like I lose interest.
Oh, see, I got me about 6 guys that I really like holding on to. And I like holding on to everything that I got. But if I'm at a flea market, I look for Larry Birds. If I go to a yard sale where somebody might have some cards, I ask them, do you have any Larry Birds? And, I found several hundred like that. They're like, well, I've got some out here from like 90 hoops. And I'm like, I'll buy every one of them. Just price them. And I tell you what I've done, and I won't tell who it is because he's in some of these groups. But when Devin Booker was a rookie, this guy, he would always sell me Booker rookies for $1 a piece. $1. And he knew I was from Kentucky and he knew I didn't resell them. So he would let me have, I got some of them for 50 cents, a piece. And so I think I bought 800 rookies just off of him in a matter of a year. And my favorite product to open is Excalibur, 14, 15, 15, 16, 16, 17. I just think they're undervalued. Like them LeBrons, the camo Excalibur. I counted them the other day. I had 36 of them. And, they're like 29. There might be $29 to $35 a card. Personally, I think they ought to be worth more than that because it's a prism in a way. It's a silver card. And I call them prisms, versus just a base card. But I'd say that Excalibur is my favorite product that I've opened. It's not by far the most expensive, but I just like the look of the cards.
Yeah, because it's funny you say this because when I like really first got into collecting, like really like I, dabbled in it, right? But when I really got in, it was like 14, 15, and I'm pretty sure John Wall was on the cover of the Excalibur boxes that you
15, 16, I believe.
15, 16, yeah, he was on the cover. And so like that's like anytime I go to retail stores, I remember that the Excalibur had like the security tags on them. And so, young me was like, wow, those are like super cool boxes. So like as I've grown collecting, like I've always loved Excalibur because I've created this type of like, nuanced thinking and like around Excalibur in terms of like, wow, like that's just like, it sums up my collecting, because it's always like, I wish I could get that box, when you're like 14 or 13,
Yeah.
So yeah, I love Excalibur.
But look, here's what I'm drinking out of. A 1979 Indiana State Sycamores glass. That's where Larry Bird went to college. I mean, I don't know. He's just, I would advise you to find somebody you really like, though, and just collect them. It's fun in a way because it's like a conquest to get as many as you can of them. And my wife, she jumps onto me because she'll see eBay packages come every now and then. And well, like a couple of years ago, and she's like, "What's in there?" And I'm like, "What do you think's in there?" And it would be cards. And so I'd open it right there in front of her, and she's like, "Well, don't you have that one?" Well, why have you got 100 of them in there? You bought 100 of the same card, like the '89 Fleer All Star. I think I bought 175 of them at one time. And she was like, "Why do you have so many of them?" And I'm like, "Well, I got 91 of the 81 tops, the second year Larry Birds. They went from $10 or $15, and now they're up to like 90 or 100. Because I just think that pretty soon Bird and Johnson, they're going to go up more, and then you're just sitting on a gold mine. Well, my kids will be. That's the main reason I really want to collect now versus 15 years ago I didn't care nothing about giving stuff to my kids because I didn't have kids in. But when my little boys was born, I said, they're going to get cards and guns when I leave this world. I'll make sure of that. And so that's one of my main reasons that I really like collecting is mostly because of my boys. And it's just a shame that you can't find packs to open.
Yeah, I was like on the packs open thing, So I work on a Friday, I work every morning, Friday mornings. And so like, I don't get a chance to get down to Target with this new, like, Friday 9 a.m. drop or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's just, I mean, I don't think I've opened anything for like a long time. It's just, I'm not paying resale. I think it's not
No.
worth it. Right. Stupid. And,
Yep.
but it's so hard to get your hands on boxes. So turning to singles and like has been eBay definitely has gotten more value from this whole retail craze because, well,
Yep.
number one, people are reselling boxes and then reselling singles and stuff like that. So
Yep.
it's been crazy. So obviously you kind of talk about value in terms of like leaving cards for your kids and stuff. You would never sell your collection. Like you were
Oh,
saving
no,
that thing.
no. I mean, a lot of people, I have given cards away. Like I think I give one Larry Bird away one time to a kid that really liked Larry Bird. And I could tell he liked Larry Bird. But over the years, like at one time I had over 1,000 Jose Canseco rookies. Well, I'm down to like 400 now, and they're not worth anything. But you meet people that to me, it's all about getting younger people into collecting. So I got a cousin down the road here, and he got into it for a while, and I probably give him 100 patch cards and 100 autograph cards, just cheap. I'll tell you about it. Well, I'll show you one day, but I've got 4 or 5 tier boxes in there full of autographs of just random players like Jay Crowder or, Otis Birdsong. Just you name it. So I don't know. But no, to answer your question, I'd never sell my collection. No, I would sell individual cards here and there if I had to. Like if I had to pay a bill and I had no money, then yeah, I would pull out a card. I told my wife a while back, because see, I'm a contractor. We build a lot, and then I got a commercial pressure washing business that I take care of gas stations and a food chain. And I do a lot of concrete countertops, a lot of tile. And so it's not like where I go to a normal job and I get paid. My wife is a calculus teacher or a math teacher at a high school, and she makes decent money. But, when you got a new house and new vehicles and a family, it's hard to live off teacher's salary. So every now and then you'll go, a week or two. It's nothing to go 2 or 3 weeks without getting any money, any income. Even though you do the job, you got to get to a certain point where you get money. So a while back, I told her, I said, grab one of them Anthony Davises, the 9.5, and put it online for $1,100. That's back when they was about $1,200. And people try to lowball you and get it for $850. And she's like, sell it. And I said, I'm not selling that card I'm not going to sell my cards to somebody cheaper so they can make money off of it. That's why I think that I collect. I don't collect to sell. I'm not going to try. Like if you had a card for sale, a Larry Bird, just say a Larry Bird. If you had a 81 Topps Larry Bird for $100, I'd probably give you $100 for it if you'd sell it for 100, because I'm not going to turn around and sell it. I'm going to turn around and keep it. Like I ain't into this. You got to save some meat on the bones so I can make money. That's not what it's about. To me, it's about collecting. It's not about making money. But if I needed the money, I'm going to get what my card is worth compared to comps, or I'm not going to sell it. It's simple as that. So,
yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah.
Totally understand. So, do you purchase most of your cards in eBay when you were buying a lot, or
No, before, like I ordered a lot off of David Adams. Ordered a lot off Blowout. Christmas, like Black Friday, the Cyber. I ordered. I don't know, that Otani year. I probably ordered $2,500 that year, just that day, that night, during the sale. And but now, like you take that 12-13 Anthony Davis's rookie year, you could get them boxes 5 years ago, 6 years ago, $30, $40 a box. Now they're like $250, $300 a box, or more than that. I guess I've not looked in a while. But when it started doing that, I told my wife, I said, when you go to Walmart, if you see a pack of baseball cards, I don't care if it's Topps Heritage, I don't care what it is, hoops or anything, just buy it so the boys can have something to open. So she started buying them wrestling cards. And now she's got my boys hooked on wrestling, which drives me crazy because we all know that that's so fake, it's pitiful. But I actually Googled some wrestling cards on eBay, and they're worth quite a bit of money, some of them are. I had no idea. And she's probably bought 50 blaster boxes in well, not this past year, but before that, she's probably bought 50 blaster boxes in a half a year. Every time she'd go, she'd come back with a blaster box or two, just so the boys could open them. But yeah, to answer your question now, if I buy cards, it's going to be at Walmart because I'm not going to buy the hobby stuff. It's too expensive.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's craziness. And like Panini even raising their prices of blaster boxes on their website is like crazy to me.
Oh, yeah. I've not looked in a while, but I know Blowout had a case, I believe, of the 12-13 Prism, Davis's rookie year. And I can remember that you could get that case for $2,500, $3,000. The last I looked, that case was like $100,000 for a case of cards. A case. I may be mistaken. I hope nobody don't watch this and drill me for this, but I can't remember because I've not looked at it so long. But I know at one time I looked and it was $25,000, and then one of my buddies said it's way more than that now. And I believe he said it was like $100,000 for that case of cards. Well, you take a LeBron. I mean, what's the odds of getting a LeBron silver? And you would have to get several of them and several Davis silvers to get that money. That's just like the 86 Fleer. You can buy a wax box, a sealed wax box. I don't even know what they cost. A lot, I'm assuming. But you would have to you're only allotted like 4 or 5 Jordans per box. Well, you'd have to get way more than that just to make up for what you spent on that box. So to me, it's fun opening boxes and packs and cases. I mean, that's one of the reasons you do it, because it's fun, because it's the excitement of who is in this pack. But 99% of the time, you're wasting your money. In my opinion, that's why I think it's best to find a player or two that you like, not you, but just people in general, and buy those players.
Yeah, no, I see where you're coming from. Yeah, I totally get it.
Unless people, and there's a lot of people that's never collected, that has been going to Target and Walmart and buying these and making Facebook accounts and making a killing. And I don't agree with it, but that's great for them if they want to do that. It's great for them. I mean, anything to make money, because that's what this world's about, I guess. So if that's what they need to do to provide for their family, I don't agree with it, but I don't see nothing wrong with it. If that's what you got to do.
Yeah, I have the same opinion. So do you buy football boxes at all, or are you just baseball, basketball?
Occasionally. I have some old football. I got Walter Payton's rookie. I got a Jim Brown. I used to love Dan Marino, so I probably have 300 or 400 Dan Marinos, not rookies. I got one rookie, but I got a few Peyton Mannings, no Tom Brady rookies. Most of my stuff in football was from late 60s to early 70s.
So you got nothing modern?
No. I mean, some, not much. Not anybody I can think of right off the bat. No.
Yeah, because I'm trying to I actually like to base collect. So like set collect, that's what I mean. Sorry. So like take a product and then like get all the base cards and like keep them in a binder and stuff. I think that's like a part of collecting that I do to collect. And so right now I'm trying to do the 2018 Optic football set. And so that's why I was.
No, I don't have any of them.
Nothing.
If I did, I'd give them to you. I'd give you every base I got of that if I had it. I mean, because I give cards away a lot, and that's like my buddy down the road here. He loves Atlanta Braves, so of course I give him some Acuna rookies, and he's big. He's got as good a cards as I've got, but his is Jordan stuff. Like he's probably got $200,000 in Jordan autographs. I'm not even kidding you. Like if you like collections and seeing collections, I'll give you his name, and you need to talk to him because I know he's got at least 15 Michael Jordan autographs. Wow. And he's probably got 12 or 13 Jordan rookies. And he's my best friend. So he gives me Larry Birds because he buys a lot of new stuff. So like the mosaics, the prism, the silvers and stuff from the last couple of years, I didn't buy hardly any of them. But what I do got a Larry Bird, he's given me every one of them. Like he'll just take all the birds out and top load them and penny sleeve them. And then once he gets 100 or so, he'll say, "Hey, I got you some Larry Birds up here." And so I'll just go get them. And then I'll always take him like a Dale Murphy, or I try to give him some Acunas. He's so stubborn, he won't hardly take them. He's like, them are worth money. And I'm like, well, I know they're worth money, but I got 60 of them. Just take one. So
that's awesome. Yeah. All right. So I had one more question. Have you ever thought about potentially starting a YouTube channel to show off your collection?
Uh, I never had Instagram, and I'll go to YouTube in a minute. I never had Instagram. Like I don't know about this social media. Like I like Facebook, and I mostly have it for my family and the kids I went to high school with to see their families. And I got a lot of family that lives up in Michigan and a lot in Tennessee. So I made Facebook years ago just to have it to keep up with people. And then in these Facebook groups, I started seeing people make Instagram channels or Instagram pages. And I was like, so I looked at it one day and I was like, I don't know. So then I made one. And within like a week, I had like 1,100 followers. And I had no idea nothing about it. Like I probably posted 300 pictures so far. And I've probably got 1,400 followers maybe now. And it's been probably a month and a half maybe. I thought about doing a YouTube channel, but I don't know how you would go about doing it or what I would show. Like I didn't do this with you to brag because, I'm going to leave right here in a little bit to go to my in-laws' house to play some Rook, a card game. And I could come back and my house be burnt down. So it's just material stuff because I personally believe that the man above, the Lord, can take it as quick as he gives it to you. So I don't know about making a YouTube channel because I wouldn't know what to do. I don't want to come across as being boastful, because it's not boastful. It's just a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of passion. It's more passion than anything. It's not about bragging about what you got. I guess it is sort of bragging. People likes to brag, but me personally, I don't know. I just enjoy it so much. But I would probably start a YouTube. You can't just put pictures on there, I don't guess. So I don't know. Once my basement gets done, because my basement is nothing, it's going to be nothing but memorabilia. And I'm in the process right now of building a gymnasium for my boys. My oldest boy is in kindergarten, and I've had a lot of people tell me that he's one of the best kindergartners they've ever seen. He's in kindergarten, he can touch a 7'2" door facing. He's got a 16-inch vertical. And I'll show you pictures of him. Oh, yeah, he's unreal. And the Lord blessed him to be good at basketball. I've watched him draw. He can't draw that good. He can't crochet. He probably can't badminton. There's a lot of stuff that people is just good at and some stuff that they ain't good at. But I'm building them a gym out here out of an old barn that I'm tearing down. So my gym is going to be a barn that I'm going to put a floor in and all that. And after I get that done and my basement done, I might would make a YouTube channel. Yeah, I wouldn't do it to make money. I don't want no money from stuff like that. It's more of conversing with people like you that likes the hobby versus about making money. Everything's too much about making money right now in this business.
Definitely. I think that just the whole money thing is taking away from the hobby.
Yep, it's taking the fun out of it because. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, some people definitely have to be more hybrid collectors because some people, can't just, buy and buy. So they have to sell, right? And I feel like that's where most collectors are kind of hybrid. And that's where I am because I'm 19. So I can't just keep buying and buying and buying. I have to do something to fund my collecting, Yeah. But yeah, I agree. It's really taking away from the hobby and it's become more of a business rather than, collecting.
I'll give you some advice. If you really want to get into older stuff, and I don't know if you do, but you can find old football, go to estate auctions. Find a house that's for sale at an auction that they're selling the inside of it, the inside of the house, all the stuff in it first. And you can find some collections like that. I know people that's done it. I went and looked at the collection the other day. There was several Jackie Robinsons in there, like first and rookie and second years. And this guy wanted me to come over to his house, and he said, this guy down the road's got these old baseball cards. He was 70 years old, and he wants to know what they're worth. Well, I went over there, and there's Mickey Mantles, 57, 58, 59 Mantles, and Hank Aaron, second years, and Al Kalines and Harmon Killebrews. And I'm thinking, oh, my gosh, does he want to sell these? And, well, he had 90 unopened packs of 89 Upper Deck. And so he said we could open a few of them. Well, we opened maybe 10 packs and pulled two Ken Griffey Jr. rookies, and one of them was perfect. Like, it was spotless. I used a dead center app, and it was perfect. So, but yeah, that's you need to go to the estate auctions. If I was you, I would. When you get out of school and you get a job, and not that you don't have a job right now, but when you get out of school and you have a steady income, that's my advice. If you want to keep doing this, I would go to the estate auctions, because the older cards are going to pick up in value a lot.
Yeah, definitely. They have to. One last question. Do you have any advice for people my age that are in collecting, people that are just getting into collecting, maybe people that have been collecting for, 10, 15 years now? Like, what is your advice for people?
You watch and see who everybody else is collecting, for one. Me personally, my personal advice would be to pick a player or a team that you like and collect them people. Like, I love Dino Raja. He played for the Celtics in the mid-90s, early to mid-90s. Nobody hardly likes him. So it's easy to get cards of people like that. Just somebody. If I started out collecting right now, the way Larry Bird's has went up some, I probably wouldn't collect Larry Bird's, because I couldn't afford it if I was 19 or 20. I couldn't. But I would pick somebody that has the potential to be good and just hoard them up. Just hoard them up. If you have to buy and resell to do it, then that's what you do. But if you can afford to just buy and hold on, that would be my choice. You just got to have a passion for it. A lot of people start collecting and then they quit. And then they start back. Like me, I collected for years and I quit for 4 years. And then I've been back at it for 15 years. So if you start something, just like Dad always said, if you start something, son, just finish it, But then the money comes in. And the way the product is right now to get, it's hard to get product at any reasonable price. So my advice would be to get on eBay and find single players that you like and just buy them. Yep.
Well, thank you for that advice. And Ryan, I thank you so much for meeting with me. I mean, I saw your post and I was like, it's a long shot, but maybe he'd want to talk. And coming from, more of a I've talked to a lot of, not a lot, but like I've talked to people on YouTube. I've talked to people that are mostly in the breaking game, the selling game, and like haven't really got to, get in touch with someone that is like strictly collecting, for the love of the hobby. And I was like, could be a long shot. Maybe he would not even answer, but I was like, I'm going to give him a chance, reach out and, see if we can talk. So I really appreciate you taking time out. And, I hope that someone watching this right now can kind of take something away from this. Maybe it's going to change somebody's way of collecting. And I think this is, just what you've done in your time collecting and, the advice you've given and everything. It's just really valuable. So thank you so much.
Yeah. You're more than welcome to do whatever you want with this video. People's more than welcome to add me on Facebook. They're more than welcome to add me on Instagram.
What's your Instagram?
It's 606 Cards, I believe. That's the area code I live in. Let me look and see. I can tell you, it's on my phone right here. I'm pretty sure it's is it not going to work? Yeah, it's 606 Cards. And my profile picture is a 1913 Honus Wagner and a Larry Bird rookie.
Perfect. Guys, if you want to go follow him on Instagram, link down in the description, guys. Go hit him with a follow. You can see his collection on there. I mean, it's insane what he has. So drop a follow, support Ryan and his collecting experience, guys. That's going to do it for today. Again, thank you, Ryan, so much. And enjoy your evening.